And who are you? We need to talk privately. Emma shook her head. Whatever you have to say, you can say in front of him. An awkward silence filled the room. Finally, her mother spoke. Chloe's wedding is next month. We don't want family drama. We need you to forgive us and move on. Emma couldn't believe what she was hearing. No apology? Her mother looked confused. For what? Emma felt years of buried pain rise to the surface. You told people to call you if I died. Her father crossed his arms. We didn't think it was that serious. I was trapped in my car. You survived. Emma's voice trembled. Because a stranger stopped. Daniel lowered his head, giving Emma space, but remained beside her. Her mother sighed impatiently. Can we stop talking about the accident? Chloe deserves everyone's attention. Emma finally understood. They hadn't come because they loved her. They had come because they didn't want their image ruined before the wedding. She slowly reached for the bedside table and picked up a small envelope. I've spent years trying to earn your love, she said quietly. I kept forgiving you because I thought one day things would change. She handed the envelope to her father. Inside was the key to the small apartment her parents had been using for free whenever they visited the city. Emma had paid the rent for nearly 3 years without telling anyone. I'm canceling the lease. Her parents looked shocked. You can't do that, her mother snapped. I already did. Her father became angry. After everything we've done for you? Emma laughed bitterly. What exactly have you done for me? Neither of them answered. Daniel finally spoke. She almost lost her life. The least she deserved was compassion. Emma's father pointed toward the door. This doesn't concern you. Daniel remained calm. It became my concern the moment I found her bleeding while her own family stayed away. The room fell silent. Emma looked at her parents one last time. I forgive you because I don't want to carry this pain anymore. But forgiveness doesn't mean giving you another chance to hurt me. With tears in her eyes, but a peace she had never felt before, Emma turned toward the window. You should leave. For the first time in her life, she chose herself over the approval of people who had never truly loved her. 3 months passed. Emma continued physical therapy, learning to walk confidently again. The scars on her body remained, but the emotional wounds slowly began to heal. Daniel stayed by her side through every doctor's appointment, every difficult exercise, and every frustrating setback. One sunny afternoon, he surprised her with a picnic by the lake. You've come a long way, he said, smiling. Emma looked at the water and laughed softly. I never thought I'd enjoy life again. Daniel reached into his jacket and handed her a small photo frame. Inside was a newspaper clipping with the headline, Local Hero Saves Nurse After Highway Crash. Next to it was a photo of Emma leaving the hospital. You kept this? She asked. I wanted you to remember that your story didn't end that night, Daniel replied. It started over. Emma hugged him tightly. Months later, she accepted a promotion to become the head nurse of the hospital's emergency department. She also started a charity that provided emergency assistance to accident victims who had no family support. The charity quickly gained attention throughout the city. Local news stations shared Emma's story, praising her resilience and the kindness of the stranger who had saved her life. One evening, as Emma finished a television interview, she noticed 2 familiar faces waiting outside the studio. Her parents. They looked older, tired, and far less confident than before. Her father stepped forward. Emma, can we talk? She nodded politely but kept a respectful distance. Her mother wiped away tears. We made terrible mistakes. Emma listened quietly. After your story became public, her father admitted, everyone learned what we said that night. Chloe stopped speaking to us. She said she couldn't believe we'd abandoned our own daughter. Emma was surprised. Even Chloe had condemned their actions. We've lost almost everyone, her mother whispered. Please, give us another chance. Emma looked at Daniel, who stood nearby without saying a word. Then she turned back to her parents. I spent years begging for your love. They lowered their heads. When I needed you most, you chose convenience over your daughter. A stranger sat beside my hospital bed while you celebrated a party. Tears rolled down her mother's face. I forgive you, Emma continued gently. I truly do. But forgiveness doesn't erase consequences. Her father nodded slowly, finally understanding. You don't owe us a place in your life. No, Emma replied. I don't. She smiled, not with anger, but with peace. I hope you become better people. I hope you learn to value family before it's too late. But my future belongs to the people who stood beside me when I had nothing. Daniel took Emma's hand. Her parents quietly walked away, knowing they had lost the daughter they had taken for granted. 1 year later, Emma and Daniel were married in a small garden ceremony surrounded by friends, co-workers, former patients, and volunteers from the charity. As Emma walked down the aisle, she realized something powerful. The family sitting in the front row wasn't connected by blood. They were connected by love, loyalty, and compassion. Looking at Daniel, she smiled through happy tears. The worst day of her life had brought her the greatest blessing. Sometimes, the people who save you aren't the ones who gave you life. They're the ones who choose to stand beside you when everyone else walks away.